Hello and welcome to today's edition of the Danielle Daily. Thank you so much for joining me. I know that many of you are scurrying around getting your last bit of shopping done before the Thanksgiving holiday. Nobody wants to end up at the store tomorrow. I know I was there this morning just to pick up a couple of things and the parking lot was packed. So I hope that if you are responsible for preparing anything for Thanksgiving that you've already finished your shopping trip. You're ready to go, and I hope that if you are going to be on the road today, I heard today is the busiest travel day. I hope that you get wherever you're going as quickly as possible. So it looks like Lisa has joined us. Hi, Lisa. It looks like Amber has joined us. Today, I wanted to talk about surrounding yourself with amazing, positive-minded people. That has been such a key to my growth and to my happiness, and I wanted to talk a little bit about it today. I wanted to share today's note to self and give you a little bit of good news and a little story of something that happened to me yesterday. So, yesterday, I was invited just before I got online to do the live show to a gathering of people who were meeting last night. And the meeting was all about how to connect with people in the media. And that wasn't really something that I'd given a lot of thought to recently. I've done the whole podcasting thing. I've done the morning show thing, all with my old business, the Purse Process. But now that I'm creating the Danielle Daily, and now that my Notes to Self book is coming out, I kind of thought, well, maybe I should think about doing this again. So I went to this meeting. I didn't know anyone there except for the woman who had invited me. And to my, what shouldn't have been surprise, everyone in the room was this amazing, positive, ambitious, intelligent person. And I tell you, there is just something about being around other people who are positive-minded, who are like-minded, who are excited and ambitious about life that really just brings new ideas into your brain. So I know I left there last night. It was past my pajama time, past my bedtime when I got into the car to come home, but there was something about being there that just felt magical. I mean, I don't know, have you ever had that kind of experience where you've been somewhere and you've met people and you can't really see the immediate impact of that, but you know at some point something's going to happen because of it? That was sort of one of those experiences. It looks like Julio's here. Thank you for joining us. Michael Keck has joined us. So again, if you're just joining us, I'm Danielle Watson. This is the Danielle Daily. We're talking about surrounding yourself with positive, awesome people. I know that Thanksgiving is right up on our heels and that many of us are really looking forward to spending time with our families and people we love. There are some of us who are looking forward to that a little bit less, and some of us who would rather have a root canal than go spend time with those relatives, but maybe we're going to do it, maybe we're not. And if you hadn't noticed, on my Facebook page as well as my personal page, I actually created something for you guys to help you keep your cool during family drama. And my big exciting news today is that somebody actually bought the program. And I'm not surprised because I know that the content is good and I know that it's really helpful, but the reason I'm surprised and laughing and celebrating that is because the way I wrote it up was not really any good. Like, I will be humble on that. I am not a professional copywriter. Writing sales copy and poking at the part of your brain that says buy now is not my wheelhouse. My wheelhouse is really human-to-human interaction and really understanding you when I'm with you on a one-to-one level. And so I was just so thrilled that somebody liked me enough to look past the failings of what I'd written and understand that what was behind that was going to be great content that would actually be helpful, and hit the buy now button. I did offer a money back guarantee, which I think helped, but so far she has not asked for a refund, and I actually already received an email saying thank you, I love this is awesome, when's the next one coming out? So that was my big news today. So I have a ton of comments coming in. It looks like Eric Huff is here. He says, I'm not sure how to get the sound going. Is anybody else having sound issues? I'm hoping that's just Eric and not knowing where his sound button is. Tammy's here. Michael Keck likes that Tammy is watching. Elena is here. She has a baby that is going to be here very soon. I'm excited about that. So yeah, today we're talking about surrounding yourself with positive people. I think with Thanksgiving coming up, this is more important than ever some of us are very blessed and have wonderful families who are really looking forward to spending time with, and others of us are maybe looking ahead going, how am I going to survive this? So if you are one of those people who maybe is not blessed with people who you happen to be blood relations with, or marriage relationship with, or adopted relations with, who are positive, wonderful, uplifting people, make sure that you make it part of your plan to connect with the people outside that family circle who will help keep you sane, who will help talk you through. If you need more help than that, I will put the link in the comments for the program that I created for you. There's still time for you to practice the techniques that I created before you land with your family around the table on Thanksgiving Day. It looks like Amber says she can hear me. So Eric, I'm sorry that the sound isn't working on your laptop. If you message me, maybe I can help you with that later. Oh, and now he says it's working. Awesome. Okay, so again, I'm Danielle Watson. This is the Danielle Daily. Thank you so much for joining me. Last night, I was invited to a sort of surprise to me gathering that I didn't know anything about, and the whole purpose of the meeting was to connect with somebody who was a producer at a local morning news show. And as you guys know, I've done a TEDx talk, I've done the morning news, I've done all the podcasts, I've traveled around. I'm actually giving a talk next month for podcast websites in their Podcaster Academy on how to have people want to share their episodes. And I'm really excited about that because I've actually never had my own podcast. I've just been a guest on many, and so I have a lot of experience with that. And I'm proud to say that I am a guest that people love and they love to have come back. And that to me that means everything. It means that I provide something valuable and that I'm helping them to get the word out about their show. I am just being blown up with hearts and thumbs ups. Thank you so much. I don't know what I'm saying that you're loving so much, but I love you guys and I thank you so much for sending me the thumbs ups and the hearts. It's so great when you share this broadcast with people in your life. I get notes from people who I don't even know who say, "Oh my gosh, you were the sunshine and positivity in my newsfeed today. Thank you so much." And so I really appreciate you guys who have done that for me. It helps me reach people who I can't reach on my own. I think I told you maybe last week that eventually I would start running these shows through my actual business page, which is the Danielle Daily. So if you haven't received an invitation yet to like that page, you'll want to do that so that you'll continue to receive notifications even after I've stopped running these from my personal page. I love running them from my personal page, but I thought to myself, at some point I'm limiting the number of people who can see these if I continue to run it through my personal page, because although I'm willing to be friends with anybody out there who's pleasant, maybe they don't want to be my friend. And so the doing this through the business page will help other people who maybe don't want to have a friend relationship like what we all have here receive what they want to receive from this. So it looks like Amber has just shared the video. Awesome. Eric says the Hokies love Danielle Watson. Thank you very much. The local Virginia Tech football team is doing pretty well this year. I know Eric's very excited about that. I'm getting more hearts and thumbs ups. Thank you so much. So surrounding yourself with positive people was something that sort of just happened to me last night. I showed up in this room with these people who are all about learning how to interact with the media. We had a producer from a local morning show there, and she was awesome, and she was so generous and so giving with all the information that she gave to us. Everybody there was super intelligent, very ambitious, and everyone was willing to help one another. And I just love that. And I love that I've reached a point in my life where I've sort of weeded out all the negative Nellies, and I'm mostly just surrounded by awesome people. And pretty much whether I turn left, right, forward, back, stand on my hands, or stand on my feet, there's somebody around me who is an amazing, positive-minded person. And when I'm having a rough day, I know that there's always somebody right within arm's reach who's going to help me lift myself right back up. So if you're somebody who doesn't have that available to you and your immediate family, make sure that in the next few days you touch base with the people who are in your life who are like that, me included, if you're going to need some support in making it through this Thanksgiving season. I know that many of us, have challenging personalities in our families. We'll call them challenging personalities to be sweet. But those people aren't always easy to deal with. And so you want to make sure you have a safe place where you can vent how you're feeling and get the support you need. And it looks like Eric says, my day was made. Shout out to the Hokie football team. Yes, awesome. I'm so glad that made your day. That makes me happy. So I'm curious, how are you guys kind of feeling about the family togetherness climate? Are you feeling like, it's mostly going to be a good experience? Your family and friends are people who are positive and it's going to be uplifting and fun and you're all going to stuff your bellies and enjoy yourself? Are you feeling a little bit anxious or worried about how things might go? Let me know how you're feeling. I'm happy to offer you some advice here. Like I said, I did create a program for you guys. It's ridiculously cheap and the writing for it is terrible, but the content is awesome and I'm already getting good feedback about that, and I really appreciate those of you who took the leap and just trusted that even though what I wrote about it was not a good sales job, that what I provided would be something of value to you. So thank you for that. I really appreciate it. Let me know, what's going on. Let me see. It looks like Eric says, I'm feeling good. Love my family. They are almost here. We just have to deal with my brother. Oh, poor brother. It looks like Michael Keck says, always a great experience. We laugh so much that we almost pee our pants. Yes, he is correct. So Michael Keck is actually my dad, and we laugh so much that we almost pee our pants on a regular basis. So we have a really good time together. Unfortunately, we won't be together this Thanksgiving, but we will be together for Christmas. I'll actually be spending Thanksgiving here in the Northern Virginia area with my very best friend, Amber Parnell. I love her. I love her family. We always eat ridiculous amounts of food and laugh and drink wine, and her kids are wonderful. Her family is wonderful. And we make it a multi-day celebration usually, so Thanksgiving won't be the only day that we're stuffing our faces. It will be a good time. I'm curious, how are the rest of you guys feeling? Are you eager to get together with your family on Thanksgiving? It looks like Eric and Mike are both super excited to spend time with the people they love. I know that's not true for everybody, and that's okay. Make sure that if you do fall into that category, that you have people who can support you if you need to, vent how you're feeling, so that you don't end up venting it at people who aren't going to change anyways. Amber Parnell says, gotta pace ourselves, LO. Yes, we do. We have to pace ourselves in the Parnell household because there is always so much delicious food. Julio says, I'm ready for some time off. Amen. So am I. It's funny, us entrepreneurs, we have so much time freedom, but we spend most of that time working, and it's because we need to, but it's also because we love to. And so it's great when we have something like a Thanksgiving holiday where everybody's coming over and there's other things to do, for us to just take a step back from our businesses and just focus on the people we love and to focus on doing something else. And it's amazing how when you do that, new ideas will just come flooding in when you sit back down and get back to work. Eric says, my mom may say otherwise. She has to deal with 3 boys. That's interesting. So yes, she might have an entirely different perspective, but I know you guys will all make a point to treat your mother right. Tammy says, really looking forward to feasting with family and friends. Awesome. Well, I'm not surprised that the majority of the people who are watching and who hang around me are the kind of people who have awesome family members, or at least choose to see their crazy family members as eccentrically awesome, because it just makes life better when you have a good attitude about people. Sometimes you can't change them. Sometimes you have to just manage them. Other times you can do what I like to recommend, which is you can withdraw and distract. So today's note to self is a little bit about that. So let me just talk about it briefly before I give it to you. So if you do have people in your Thanksgiving gathering who are challenging or difficult or just downright pains in the butt, one of the things you can do is just simply withdraw yourself from their presence. So spend time in another part of the house, get really involved in a conversation with somebody else, go for a walk, whatever you need to do to withdraw yourself from that person who is a downer or who is combative or who is critical, whatever it is. You don't have to spend time with that person. You do not have to engage with that person. So you have my permission to withdraw yourself from that person if you need outside permission. I want to talk about distract, but there's also comments coming in, and Tammy Keck says, "Who you calling eccentric?" Yeah, we're a little bit weird in my family. Eric says, "I think a future note to self should be, we are the fun. I am the funniest person you know." That could happen. It could definitely be on the docket. Nathan is watching. Nathan, are you looking forward to spending time with your family? I'm looking forward to seeing pictures of your happy kids, especially your littlest, Charlotte. She's awesome. She always makes me smile. Are you all set? Are you ready to go? Or are you one of the people who's going to be sort of managing, we'll call them challenging personalities around the dinner table? Eric says, "Oh, Tammy Keck, I recycle." That's an inside joke. I'll let you guys continue on with that banter if you'd like. Nathan, let me know how you guys are spending your Thanksgiving and what you're expecting. So I just talked about, if there are people who are challenging who are going to be in your space, or you're going to be in their space over Thanksgiving, remember that you can withdraw your attention from that. There's lots of ways that you can find yourself involved with something else, helping or being with somebody else or going for a walk, whatever it is you need to do. And then if you find that you need something more than just withdrawing your attention from them, distraction. Distraction is a great option. So I like to say that there are, three main ways that you can distract yourself. So one is to get involved with something that takes up a lot of your time. Another is to get involved with something that requires you to use your body. And the third way is for you to do something that requires a lot of mental energy. So we kind of talked about that already. Something that would take up your time could be helping put together a recipe that's complicated, or offering to go pick up people who need a ride to Thanksgiving. You could be that person. I know when I was little, I remember my dad going to pick up my grandmother and driving her back, and that was like an hour each way. So that could be a good way for you to distract yourself from having to be with people who are challenging. Something that could use your body would be, to get some exercise, to meditate, to think about playing with the smaller children or smaller, younger members of whoever is attending your Thanksgiving feast, giving them piggyback rides or playing princesses with them or whatever. That's a great distraction from whatever unpleasantness is going on with the adults. And then something that could really take up your mental energy could be having a specific conversation that you go in with. So maybe you go in with wanting to know about a specific piece of family history, and hopefully it's not something that stirs the pot or causes more trouble than is already there, but something like that you could use to really take up your mental energy. So you want to know more about it, you're learning about it, you're taking notes about it, maybe you're thinking about writing it, or getting recording different family recipes, something like that. You could use that to take up your mental energy. And like I said, doing something like driving people who can't drive to and from the airport or to and from their homes could be a great way for you to use up a lot of time. It looks like Tammy and Eric are bantering, so I'm going to skip that. Tim has joined us. Thank you so much. Lisa is here, and she says, "I love Thanksgiving and luckily don't have any difficult or challenging family members." I'm so glad. I love that so many of us are really looking forward to Thanksgiving. I know many people are traveling today. If you have people on the road today, I hope that they make it to their destination safely and happy, and that you guys have a wonderful time. I'm going to read you today's note to self. Let me know if you have any questions about how to manage challenging challenging personalities if you have them, or go check out my horribly written but very well executed program. I will put the link in the comments after the broadcast. Lisa says, love your ideas. I'm always busy, so I have a hard time unwinding. Yes, so let me address that in just a second. Let me give you the note to self, and then we'll talk about unwinding. So, dear self, write this down. Remember, you want to write these down. Dear self, you are not obligated to engage in negativity. So, like I was saying earlier, surround yourself with positive-minded people. If they are not available to you in your immediate family, make sure that you have people on the outside who know that you might reach out to them, that they might need to talk you down off the ledge. They might need to provide a distraction for you or an outlet for you, a place for you to vent. But remember that you don't have to engage with negativity. I'm going to read it one more time in case you're writing it down. So it says, Dear self, you are not obligated to engage in negativity. If somebody's being rotten, it's okay for you to just walk away. It's okay for you to say, excuse me, I really need to use the restroom now, and for you to make your way elsewhere. It's really okay to do that. And, some people are not going to like that, but it's very few people who are going to chase you to the restroom. So think about using that. So Lisa says that she has a lot of so she has difficulty unwinding because she's always so busy, and she's right. Her business is booming. She definitely is always working really hard. I know that she's constantly trying to do things for other people and make things grow. It looks like Lawrence is watching. Hello. So if you find that you have a difficult time unwinding, there are many techniques you can use to help yourself be more present. But one that I think works really well, and I have a very busy mind, and this has, ever since I heard it probably 10 years ago, it has worked really well for me, and it's super quick, and you can do it in almost any place, and not when you're driving, but pretty much anywhere. So what I like to do when I find that I'm having a hard time unwinding and being present with where I am, I close my eyes, I take 3 deep breaths, and I imagine that my eyelids are like those heavy theater curtains. You know, the ones that are made out of like really heavy velvet? I imagine my eyelids are made out of that. And before I open my eyes, I imagine that instead of my vision going out to take the world into me, I imagine that I am just sitting behind those heavy theater curtains, and when they come up, the world is going to come to me. The world is just going to present itself to me. And there's something about that for me really helps me to be more present and to not be thinking so much out into the future and back into the past, and it calms me. So Lisa, I hope that helps you. If you use it, let me know. So again, all I do is I close my eyes, I take 3 deep breaths, I imagine my eyelids are like those heavy theater curtains, and when I open them, I imagine that the world is coming in towards me rather than me sort of eyeballing and reaching out towards it. So I hope that was helpful. Let me read you the note to self one more time. Dear self, you are not obligated to engage in negativity. So remember that. If you find that there is somebody who you just can't seem to manage, you just can't seem to tolerate, you've tried to be understanding, you've tried to listen, you've tried to be compassionate, but they're just, they are who they are and they're not going to change. Remember, you don't have to engage with them. Eric says, outside of walking away, do you propose putting up a mental wall? I think the mental wall can actually be really effective. I think I might get myself in trouble here, but I think that guys are actually a lot better at doing the mental wall than women. And I don't have any facts to back that up other than just my own experience of having a conversation with certain guys and them going after a little while, all I heard from you was wah, 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 just like in Charlie Brown. So I think that the mental wall is something that one could definitely practice, and then when you realize later that you weren't listening and you admit that, you risk that somebody's going to get angry with you, but alternately, somebody might just say, oh, you're worthless, you're not listening anyways, and they might go find somebody else to rain their negativity down on. So yeah, that's a great idea. I recommend you give it a try, but at your own risk. So let me know, do you guys have any more questions? Is there anything else? I'm really looking forward to Thanksgiving. I'm really looking forward to spending time with the people I love. I'm even more looking forward to Christmas. I'm working on a big project right now. I will be releasing it to you guys soon. I'm having so much fun doing the Danielle Daily Show. I really love it when you guys interact with me. Like I said before, what you guys contribute to this through your comments is far more valuable than anything I have to say. So the show is really nothing without you, and I so appreciate you. And there's no way I'd still be doing it if nobody was watching, because as I've admitted so many times before, there's pretty much nothing worse in the world to me than the idea of just wah-wah-wahing into a camera with nobody there letting me know whether that's helpful to them or not. So I really thank you. Eric says, such a fun way to start the holiday. Thank you. You are welcome. You are welcome. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. If you need anything, you know where to reach me. I will put the link in the comments to the program I created for helping you keep your cool during holiday drama if it does come up. You know, this year has been a really emotionally charged election, and even generally harmonious families might be dealing with some of this. So I highly recommend you give the program a look. It does have a money-back guarantee. I know that the sales page is really not all that salesy, but that's just not who I am. And you know me, whatever I put out there is going to be good stuff, but if you hate it, I'll give you your money back. So give it a try. All right, so it looks like Eric is just having more fun there by himself. I will let him do that. Again, I love you guys. I'm Danielle Watson. This has been today's edition of the Danielle Daily. If you need anything, you know how to get me, and I will see you again tomorrow. Love you all. Mwah. Bye.